When I was in my teens and early 20s, I had a quick temper. Just ask my mother. It did not take much at that age to piss me off. I could go from calm to heated in a matter of seconds. And most of the time, it was over something minor, something inconsequential. Maybe I was playing Madden on PlayStation and threw a pick six to lose a playoff game. I could have been on the internet. One of my mom's friends calls in and kicks me offline. Minor instances like that would cause a visceral reaction. I think most young men growing up are the same way. When you're in your teens and early 20s, you haven't developed the emotional maturity to be able to control your temper, control your emotions. At that age, you can essentially get away with it. It's expected. When you get in trouble at 16, 17, 18, even 21 years old, people are more willing to give you a pass. It's just boys being boys. Once you reach the age of about 25, or in this case, 34, you are no longer given a pass to be a dumbass. At 34 years old, society expects you to have the emotional maturity to be able to control yourself. I think last week, might have been the first time in over a month that we didn't hear about an altercation at a youth sporting event. Here we are again, though, talking about fucking parents acting like children. A couple of weeks ago, I went to my 5-year-old nephew's Little League game. It was the first and hopefully the last game I go to. It was the longest 75 minutes of my life. It was torturous. It was so fucking boring. But on the other hand, it was also kind of touching. My nephew, who normally doesn't give a shit, he usually spends the game counting the grass or picking the wedgie out of his ass. That night, my mom and my sister, both of them told me that he played his best game of the season because I was there. It kind of made me feel like an asshole because I don't go to more games, but I just can't stand it. And it's not the kids. Don't get me wrong. The kids are boring as fuck to watch. It really is boring. But it's the damn coaches and the parents that bother me. My nephew's head coach is a great dude. One of the other coaches on the team, though, during the middle of the game that I was at, he's standing on the first baseline. He's whining and complaining because he thinks the umpires aren't calling the game fairly. We aren't getting the same calls as the other team. I just want the umpire to call the game consistently. Dude, get over it. Judging by the size 44 pants you're wearing, the only person you need to be calling is Richard Simmons. He can hook you up with some nice pink shorts and ensure you won't be having back problems in 5 years. But who fucking cares if the umpire's making mistakes? The kids are 5 years old. I can't stand dudes who take these Little League games so seriously, yelling at the kid because he didn't run to third base when you gave him the sign. Fucking kid can't even write his own name, but you expect him to understand baseball signs in a meaningless Little League game? Anyway, over the weekend, we were treated with another example of a supposed grown man acting like a complete shitfuck. Of all the altercations that I've shared with you, this one is by far the most serious. Not because anyone was hurt, but because of the potential of what could have happened. There was an AAU tournament in Boston over the weekend. I don't know what the hell's going on with AAU lately. Last month, there was an AAU tournament at a church where the parents jumped on a referee. You can't go to an AAU basketball game nowadays without carrying a concealed weapon. And that is exactly what happened outside of Boston. Jose Mow, he's 34 years old. He has a kid on an AAU team. He is described by the media as a father, but judging by his actions and criminal history, Jose Mow is only a father in the biological sense. I cannot imagine he's a good dad. There's a huge difference in being a father and being a dad. There are a lot of fathers running the streets, impregnating women and leaving the kids, not paying child support, never seeing the kid. If they are involved in their kid's life, they're setting a shitty example. There seems to be a serious shortage of dads, men like my dad, who always showed up. In 37 years, I can't name one time my dad hasn't been there for me or my sister. Didn't matter how much I disappointed him, and believe me, from about 15 or 16 to 22, 23 years old, I'm sure I disappointed my dad every day. But that didn't matter. Didn't matter to him. He was always there. He always showed up. Jose Mow was there for his son this weekend, but I would imagine the kid wishes that he wasn't. According to numerous witnesses, Jose Mow was verbally berating a female referee. You want to know why there's a referee shortage in youth sports in this country? This is the reason. These people get paid $50 a game to deal with shit fucks like Jose Mow. Several parents from the opposing team, they got tired of hearing his bullshit, got tired of hearing him berating this poor woman referee. One of them told him to be quiet. Now, according to Jose Mow's version of the story, which I believe about as much as I believe Shay Shay when he says he likes women. Come on, guys, it's Shay Shay. Just because I enjoy a good woe cut from Skip Bayless doesn't mean I don't like women. I happen to love my own mother. According to Jose Mow, parents from the opposing team, they began verbally arguing with him, and one of them sucker punched him in the face. Here is the face of Jose Mow a few hours after the incident. Have you ever been punched in the face before? I have. Normally when people are punched in the face, there's a bruise, maybe a black eye, sometimes a broken nose. Look at the face of Jose Mow. He looks like he's ready for his spread in Ebony magazine, not a scratch on him. But the lies didn't stop there. Like most career criminals, Jose Mow is a compulsive liar. He claimed after he was punched, he reached in his pocket for his cell phone so he could record the altercation. Let's think about that bullshit for a second. Let's imagine that we are Jose Mow. You have just been sucker punched in the face. You have a couple of options here. One, you can take the social justice option and run like a pussy. Two, you can defend yourself and fight back. In the middle of the altercation, pulling out my cell phone is just not an option. How in the hell are you going to film someone in the middle of getting your ass kicked? The truth is, Jose Mow, he wasn't pulling out a cell phone. He was pulling out a fucking gun. Several witnesses saw the gun, screamed gun to the crowd. Watch what happened. Those kids and parents are running faster than Shannon Sharp when he sees a naked woman. Imagine being a parent in this situation. You're rushing to find your child, get them the hell out of there. Witnesses said most of the kids were crying, afraid for their lives. The only reason no one was seriously injured or worse, Jose Mow doesn't know how to operate a firearm. Several witnesses saw him struggling with the gun. The gun either jammed or he didn't properly load the chamber. Either way, the 1,000 people in that gym were lucky that Jose Mow is a complete dumbass. The police, they were able to apprehend him several hours after the incident. He was in a car with, I guess, his baby mama and their 2 children. He was initially uncooperative with the cops. He told them that he didn't have a gun. Once they told him they were about to seize his fucking car, he finally admitted that he was in possession of a gun. Guess where it was? In the baby's diaper bag. What a complete shit fuck. Most people, most responsible parents, they aim to keep their guns away from children. They lock them in safes or in gun cases. If the gun is in the car, they keep it on themselves so the kids can't get to it. Not Jose Mow. No. I know where I can hide this gun. The police will never look in the baby's diaper bag. Jose Mow was hit with 6 criminal charges, which, that's great. But here's the problem. His bail was set at $1,000. $1,000. This means Jose Mow could get released for $100. Bail bondsmen, they only require 10% of the bond. So let me get this straight. A man pulls a gun at a youth sporting event. He's already been charged in the past for carrying an illegal firearm. And you set him free for $100? No wonder crime in major cities across America is soaring. There are no fucking consequences. You want to know why there is a shortage of real men in this country, a shortage of dads? We have boys like Jose Mow raising them. This is a serious problem in the African American community. Kids raised without their dad are at more risk of growing up in poverty. They're more likely to become addicted to drugs, live a life in the criminal justice system. They are less likely to finish high school. College, out of the question in most cases. They're more likely to join a gang looking for a father figure. Basically, kids raised without their dad are more likely to become a statistic. We constantly hear social justice warriors, the mainstream media, woke politicians. We constantly hear them talk about the disadvantages in the black community. It's systemic racism. The system is against them. America discriminates against black people. All of that is bullshit. They never want to address the real problem. It all starts at home. 24% of white kids raised without a father. Hispanic, 42%. Asian, 15%. Native American, 52%. Overall, 34% of kids in America are raised without their dad. You know how many black kids have an absentee father? 77%. 77%. Basically, 8 out of 10 black kids raised without their dad. And you wonder why. Prisons are mostly filled with young black men. It's not the system's fault. It's not America's fault. It's not an economic issue. It's not an educational issue. Hell, it's not a political issue. It is a cultural problem. No amount of government funding is going to fix it. The only people who can fix the problem are black men. All right, I wanted to take a second to thank all of you guys who signed up through Patreon last night. I will be sending each one of you a message at some point. I haven't checked the numbers through Extra just yet. If you bought something through the affiliate link, I appreciate it. Both links are in the description below. If you want to support the channel through Patreon, just click the link in the description. Same thing with Extra. If you're in need of a new wallet, follow the link, get 20% off. Seems like the channel's finally getting out of the latest YouTube rut that we've been in for the last, 2 or 3 weeks. Everything is so cyclical on this platform. YouTube, they will promote the shit out of the channel for 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row. Then the impressions just evaporate for a while. It seems like we've made it through it though. Impressions, views, comments, everything the last few days have increased. April was still a decent month, but hopefully in May we can replicate what we did in February and March. There's just no rhyme or reason as to why it happens. All I can do is keep doing what I'm doing. But let me know what you think. Another altercation at an AAU basketball game. What is the solution to the problem? Hell, I guess they're going to have to install metal detectors at fucking kids' basketball games. I don't know. You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com. KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.